abusuafo memo akwa babiem ade aba nimdie news kasa fidie so the president Nana Addo Akufo-Addo na abusuafo ene sabe wabepie mu ewo omai Ghana mu biem obubusa se na ehe na okoye a president yenke ne na natia na abeka se wabepie mu ewo omai Ghana mu biem. President on 11th of October 2023 ana ordinary ni chire mu ewo omai US emu. If you look at the Eningu PMO Honoma, he was on an invitation of the United States Institute of Peace, that's USIP, to deliver a lecture on global security and leadership within the context of West Africa growing insecurity. To deliver a lecture on global security and leadership within the context of West Africa's growing insecurity. So, talking about West Africa is growing insecurity. The talk of the town. A top topic assembly. That is because now if you look at Africa, to say amaya coup etimi akoso, and it is all due to the fact that Sabre democracy, I did say democracy in the rule of mine, democracy in all because omo say akunya so na say omo in charge of the governance and also omo government omo ba omo rule of mine no enhye da enyi gidie wo mu biem enti saa de ane ada na yenso yem fine ho na yenso yem fine ho adwene na you overthrow government na yankasa yem medi omine. So that is the perception. So with some countries, if you look at the Niger coup course, if you look at what they were saying, and they are saying president, and then the economic crisis course they can tolerate it no more, and so the only thing they can do is to overthrow the government and then come to lead the country. So looking at Eugene Ahin on Facebook page I said the president of the republic Nana Addo Akufo-Addo will on Monday 16th October visit the distinct severely to visit the district severely hit by the flood occasioned by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. The president will be joined on this tour by members of the Inter-ministerial committee, which has been set up to coordinate government response to the flooding and to help bring relief to those affected. The president arrives from his fourth-day official visit to the United States this evening. For President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, the 4-day tour the copy mu Oman USA mu and Sabre no ordinary na ba wi ya Sabre pim Oman mu biem na ene Monday, a fresh week, a new day, for and the occupy Volta already. Now, didn't you say Akosombo down, a flood, for Akoso Ama, some communities are a pain especially in Bepe, and then I very me I affected just so Timmy now Utimi Kokabibi at the Echram and chief of staff and I have 12 ministers from the Inter-ministerial committee. Chief of staff, 12 ministers from Inter-ministerial committee on floods. Nti we aban nhyehyɛ ya wayɛ sɛ obe constitute Inter-ministerial committee na omatimi address issue we na omo ewu mu bi no anase omo a yeyi omo sɛ omo entena se dia 13 number 12 Inter-ministerial committee and after chief of justice aka ho bi na 13. Now on October 13th statement on October 13th statement from the Ministry of Information said President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has ordered the setting up of the team to coordinate government response to the unfortunate flooding of some communities following spilling of the Volta Dam. The 13-member committee will be headed by Chief of Staff Akosua Firima Opare Osei. Chief of Staff Akosua Firima Osei Opare. The other members of the committee include the Minister of National Security Albert Kandapa, Minister for Interior Ambrose Derry, Defense Minister Dominic Intiwo, Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta, and the Minister of Local Government Daniel Kwaku Butchi. Other members are the Ministers of Works and Housing Francis Asenso-Boakye, Minister for Roads and Highways Kwesi Amoakwanta, Minister for Environment, Dr. Kwaku Afriye, Minister for Sanitation, Frida Prempe, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, and the Minister for Information, Skojo upon Nkrumah. Nti abusuafoɔ yi ne Abadwaku a ɛyɛ president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, even though no ni a anaasɛ ɔkɔpie mu ɔman US mu deɛ, but still na ɔsɛte this committee sɛ ɔmo ntena ase na ɔmo nyɛ nhwehwɛmu na ɔmo address this issue, and it will be headed by the Chief of Staff, Maame Akosua Frima Opare, anaasɛ Akosua Frima Osei Opare, ɔno ɛna the current Chief of Staff ɛwɔ ɔman Ghana emu. Nti ɛberɛ a president abɛpie mu ayɛ deɛ ɔbɛyɛ no ɛnɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ akɔpie mu Volta region na afei nso ɔmo a affected by this flood wɔatumi akɔ kyekyɛ ɔmo rɛ na ɔno akɔkasa akɔsra ɔmo. Nti president abusuafoɔ ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa, is working so hard sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ ɔbɛhu sɛ ne country a yɛde ahyɛ ne nsa ɛyɛ ɔman Ghana ɛbɛtumi akɔ so na atumi aboa paa, na atumi aboa ama ɔman Ghana atumi akɔ so, atumi aboa ama ɔman Ghana atumi akɔ so, because looking at the economic woes are hitting almost everywhere. They hit almost everywhere. Looking at the Russian-Ukraine war, the COVID-19 pandemic, but some countries have not been able to recover. And so, if you look at the economy now, some economies of the world are still picking up, and so some people of the country, especially and even if you take Ghana for instance, if you look at the economic crisis the government of Ghana is putting in so much measures, but then if you look at the measures are putting in place, still now some people are not still comfortable with the fact that other now still now sometimes you attribute the blames to the government, but then you look at the fact that it's not only Ghana that is facing all these crises. There are so many countries that are facing this economic crisis, but the government of Ghana is doing it possible best to ensure that the country gets back and then restore its macroeconomic stability. And if you look at the insecurity in Africa, what has triggered all this insecurity is of the fact that the country, the working population, that's the youth, many of them are unemployed, and if they are unemployed, they seek ways and means to get employed, and then sometimes people and the youth, most especially some of them, they involve themselves in certain activities that do not contribute to any benefit to them and the country that they are in. And so if you look at the Niger, the coup that went on, if you look at the citizens, some are pleased, or some are praising those who did the coup, some are lambasting them. But if you look at the number of people that are praising them, it tells you that the current government that is ruling the country, they are not satisfied with how maybe he or she is ruling the country. But if you look at various perspectives, you can come out to the conclusion that it is not the fault of the president, nor the ministers or the people that have been elected, appointed by maybe the president, and then all of that. It is because of certain external forces, and then I know that every government, and then it is the aim and objective of every government, not only Ghana, but in Africa. It is the aim of even in the world, it is the aim of everyone to be able to meet the criteria or the purpose for which he or she was being brought into government. So if you look at various countries, as a president, you come to power, you do what is expected of you to do. So that at the end of the day, maybe 4 years, maybe 8 years, at the end of the day, you can be voted or re-elected again. It is not the aim of any government to come and then to try to work against the economy, or to do anything that would hinder the growth of the country. So president is working so hard. Now he's back from the United States of America, and now he's going to visit the Volta region, those who have been affected by the flood from the Volta dam. So this is the update that is coming up from the presidency. Eugene, who is from the presidency, has brought this update, and then we assure you that any other update that comes up on our platform will get you notified.